Dickie is an alone child trying to regain his fame. He lives with a family trying to gain the childhood that he never had, but faces problems along the way. Stick around to the end to find out how the story unfolds. Hello and welcome to Comedy Recap. Today we will give you a recap of the film Dickie Roberts, former child star. Spoilers ahead, obviously. Without further ado, let's dive right into it. The movie starts with Dickie Roberts' story being narrated to us about how he gained his stardom. His mother, Peggy Roberts, is seen in an interview explaining to us how her career slowed down after getting pregnant with Dickie. She also didn't reveal the name of his actual father. She then further explained how, when the time came, she guided Dickie to audition for a different show. They went from show to show and finally found a show in 1972 called The Glimmer Gang, where Dickie was cast immediately due to his mother's reputation. The show slowed down in rating after 6 years and Dickie's popularity started to fade. Dickie's mother left him all alone, where he started to work as a valet and believed that the fame that awaited him was just right around the corner. Later, we see a boxing event taking place where Dickie is introduced to fight another celebrity child, Emmanuel. Dickie got booed by the fans while Emmanuel is cheered for. The bell rings, the fight starts, and Dickie got distracted by the ring girl taunting him, where Emmanuel saw the advantage and charged right into Dickie, brutally beating him up and winning the fight. Dickie is seen stuck in the middle of the road fixing his car with his girlfriend Cindy, constantly reminding him of how he got embarrassed by a guy half his size and that he needed to sort out his life. Dickie tried calming her but failed miserably after his car fell down the edge of the road. Cindy then got disappointed and left. He then met with his successful friend Leaf randomly and they greeted him. Leaf then told Dickie to try to audition for a new movie called Mr. Blake's Backyard that was being directed by famous director Bob Reiner. Dickie rushed to his job as a valet and called and told his girlfriend about the new movie he was going to audition for, and left the audition in the car that he borrowed from his job. He then contacted his friend Sydney and asked him to try to help get him a meeting with Bob Reiner to audition for his movie. Sydney told him that it wasn't as easy as it seemed, where Dickie suggests meeting famous actors at various places to get a chance for the audition. He first went to an Alcoholics Anonymous rehab session and met a famous actor, but failed to get him to help. He then mistakenly went to a Lamaze class where he met famous Brendan Fraser, who managed to call the director to hook Dickie up for an audition. Dickie then is seen sitting with his friends playing poker and discussing with them how he wanted to become an actor, not for fame, girls, and glory, but only for being loved by everyone since his mother left him. He then got a call from Brendan, who managed to hook him up for the audition. Dickie got excited and the next day went for the audition. He met with Bob, who recognized him from his old show, The Glimmer Gang. Bob denied him the role since he didn't have any childhood experience and couldn't perform his role well. Dickie then had the strangest idea and decided to relive his childhood by hiring a fake family. Dickie went to Sydney for help and managed to print an advertisement in the newspaper stating that he required a fake family in exchange for $20,000. Dickie then went from family to family and finally found one with 4 members. Dickie went into their house and settled in. He met with Sydney again and thanked him for helping him out. Dickie then met with the 2 children, Sam and Sally, who were cautious of him. Dickie then asked them about stuff that he could do to fulfill his childhood memories, where Sam led him to first play water wiggle, which was riding on a hose pipe, and then led him to his garage, where he and Sally had their old childhood toys and equipment stored. The first night comes, and the newly formed family has their first dinner together. Dickie goes over to wash his hands and overhears Sam discussing with his family to make Dickie live in the treehouse, after which Dickie agrees in humbleness. Sam and Sally check up on him in the treehouse, and it's turned out that Dickie had turned the treehouse into a cool place to stay in. All 3 of them sit in the treehouse while it was raining at night and told each other scary stories. A spider crawled up on Dickie's shoulder, which made all of them scream in fear, making Dickie traumatized. He started having nightmares while sleeping, so Grace came in and sang a lullaby to him, calming him down. The next day, Dickie and the kids played and then went inside where Dickie offered and drank root beer with the kids. The night came again when the kids told Dickie that he was deep down not impossible to live with, which makes him happy. The next morning, Dickie asked Grace to push him in the stroller to fulfill one of his childhood objectives. Both of them went out with Dickie in the stroller, where he rudely pushed off a neighbor of Grace and then a fan of his, which made Grace walk off in disappointment. Dickie went to meet George, who reminded him of his appreciation. He then went to pick up the kids from school who were getting bullied. He verbally defeats the bullies, which made the kids love him even more. Their mom came to pick all 3 of them up. She failed to locate a house for an interview while also being stuck in traffic. Dickie came up with an idea and called the fire rescue to the house that Grace tried to locate. This way, the traffic cleared up while Grace also found the house by following the fire trucks. They then went home, where Grace is mad at Dickie for breaking the law and demands him to leave immediately. Dickie explained to her that he needed to be a part of the family since he saw no other way, which made Grace reconsider. Their dog walked in with their neighbor's dead rabbit in its mouth. Dickie came up with a plan. He washed the dead rabbit and placed him back in the neighbor's cage. The neighbors came back and got shocked to see the rabbit again in the cage that they had previously buried and left the house permanently, which made Dickie's family celebrate. Dickie then met Sam's friends and asked him to teach him to ride a bike.
I'm doing it!
He then met with a new neighbor girl that had just moved in and told Sam to greet her. Grace now agreed to help Dickie and told him to remove his gloves. She defended him from George, who wanted Dickie to advertise for him, which made Dickie feel better. Dickie then helped Sally with dance practice for her tryouts. The day came for Sally's audition in her school, where nervous Sally proceeded for her turn and managed to nail the performance. The next morning, the kids leave off for school, where Grace describes the movie plot to Dickie for the one he wants to audition in. Dickie picks up the kids again and comes home only to find Sydney sitting and waiting for him. Next, we see her having dinner with them and explaining how they had met, where Dickie had kidnapped her. Dickie tried pushing her away since he was in a process, but George offered for her to stay as he was attracted to her. In the night now, Sydney is trying to seduce and sleep with Dickie, but he rejected her in every possible way. Sam had a crush on the new neighbor girl, and Dickie helped him by dancing over the fence and impressing her. Later, Dickie went home and saw the news, which said that the director had been beaten up by a man. He called Sydney, who told him that he managed an audition for him at the hospital by donating his kidney to help Mr. Bob. Christmas came when Grace gifted Dickie a bicycle and then gave him a Candyland gift that made him emotional. They then spent the night playing board games. The next day, Dickie went for the audition and finally managed to land the role. He came celebrating back home to meet Grace and found out that George had left them for Cindy. Dickie confronted them and left for Hawaii. He gained all his fame back, but missed the family he had left back home. The family walked down their stairs and found lots of presents. Dickie rose from behind the presents and hugged the family, telling them that this is what he wanted the most. The family set up their show. Dickie and Grace got married and finally lived happily ever after. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.